Hello and welcome to Yes, You Are Brave. This is a podcast where we are going to set off on a journey together to find and build our brave, where we explore all the ways that you have been brave and all the ways that you can be brave again. Because even though we may have forgotten or we may have fallen out of practice, we're all brave. And I'm on a mission to prove it and help you believe that yes, you are brave. Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of Yes, You Are Brave. I'm Pawnee, I'm your host. Super duper excited that you are here. Thank you so much for showing up. I do have to apologize just a little bit. I'm a tiny bit under the weather and I kind of sound like a frog. So, at least in my head, I sound like a frog. So if it comes out that way, I apologize. It just is what it is. This is what we've got this week. So this week, I am super excited to talk to you though about the topic today about being brave enough to take time to celebrate and reflect on how far you have come. Now, part of the reason that I'm doing this is a little bit selfish. It is my birthday this week. And so I have worked really hard to kind of shift my perspective on my birthday. For a lot of my life, I didn't really care much about my birthday. It was just kind of like another day. And because I didn't like to be the center of attention, I didn't like to make a fuss, I guess. So my birthday was never like a big deal. But the last couple years, of course, like everything else, things have changed and my perspective has grown and shifted. And so now I've started looking at my birthday as an opportunity to kind of celebrate myself and also to kind of start, let it be my new year. Because when you really think about it, like that's truly New Year's for you, right? Your birthday, the day that you came into this world, that's really when what we could really count as a new year, your own personal new year. Also just kind of works out really well that mine happens to be in the middle of the year. So it works pretty well. So I wanted to talk today about taking some time to reflect on how far you come, whether or not it is your birthday or anywhere close, doesn't really matter, but just taking some time to reflect on how far you've come and to celebrate the progress that you have made, even if you're not necessarily where you want to be, not at your finish line, I guess we would put it that way. So, and even if it's not really anywhere close to your birthday, it is still the middle of the year. So it is actually a pretty good time still to take that time and to reflect on where you've come and where you're going. So I kind of wanted, while I have you here, let's think on a few questions, just kind of reflection questions about where we've come and how far we've come. So I wanted to the first question I want to ask is, where am I compared to the first of the year? Where are you in comparison to where you were on New Year's? Has that changed? I'm sure it has. Is it going in the direction that you want it to go? And I know it's so easy to become frustrated about not being where we want to be, but we forget about how far we have come. So I want you to think about, how far have you actually come in this year? What have you accomplished? What are you proud of? Those type of things. Where are you now in compared to the first of the year? And as we talk about that comparison from the first of the year to now, also think about things that you wouldn't, not just in one or two things. Think about a lot of different things. So are you in a better place with your health? Are you sleeping better? Are you getting more water? Are you exercising on a more regular basis? Not just in the big things. Like maybe you're not in a new job like you wanted to be, but maybe you have been applying consistently for jobs. Or maybe the business isn't completely launched, but maybe you now have a much clearer direction of where you want to go. Think about all of those things and what you've accomplished so far in the year. For example, I'm writing a book. That's one of my goals for the year. The book will be done not the book, not all together. The first draft of the book will be done by my birthday, which is this Thursday. So is it exactly where I want to be? No, but it is a huge step, and I'm going to celebrate the fact that that's something that I have accomplished this year. Now, did I do it all by myself? No, but I still was able to do it, find the help and do it. So Then the last question I want to maybe spend some time thinking about is, who am I in terms of who I want to be? And then also, but first let's look at it in who am I in terms of who I was. So we're looking at who do I want to be and how far I've come from where I was to where I want to go. Because no, I'm sure that nobody is exactly who they want to be. Well, maybe a few people, but if you're listening to this podcast, you're probably not. But so maybe you're not where you want to be 100%, but where are you compared to where you were? You know, it's all about improvement. It's all about getting better. And it doesn't have to be all at once. It can be little tiny baby steps at a time so that it is actually manageable. Let's not overwhelm ourselves by making our goals so big and so crazy and demanding them all now that we can't actually accomplish them. Because yes, big goals are amazing. We really should shoot for some big things, but we got to do it in such a way that doesn't overwhelm our little brains into thinking that they can't do it and just panicking and shutting down and not doing anything. Because doing little things and doing them well is better than doing nothing, because we were afraid of not being able to do something perfect. So celebrate. I want you to celebrate who you are now in compared to who you were then, and the progress that you have made. Look at that. Are you being consistent in certain things? Yeah, you could do better. I'm sure you could. We could all do better. But I want you to look at the things that you are actually doing well right now. So are you doing better at, like I said, some of the little things are actually going to add up to be the huge things. Are you doing better at saying no to the junk food when it's brought to work? Did you say no to your favorite donuts last week because you knew it would make you feel crappy? Celebrate that. Celebrate the heck out of that. Celebrate you because you're being better. Celebrate the fact that when somebody asked you to do something and you really didn't want to and you really didn't have time, you said no. You said, you know what? I can't actually do this. I don't have the time or the resources, be it physical or mental or emotional resources. I don't have the resources to do this right now. So you said no. Celebrate the fact that maybe you said no. Celebrate the fact that you did something for you instead of just shoving yourself to the bottom of your list and never doing anything for you and getting burned out and getting maybe even sick because you're not taking care of yourself. When you started to feel crappy, did you stop what you were doing and go take a nap? And that new version of yourself of taking a nap is so different than the version of yourself that would have just pushed through and pushed through and pushed through until you got super sick and had to take 4 days off. There's a lot of things to celebrate in your life. There are so many things and there's so much progress that has been made. And it's really easy to sit there and look at the finish line and see, oh, it's so far away. I've still got so much to do. And instead, but every once in a while, we need to stop and we need to turn around and see how far we've come from the start. How far have we come from that starting line? What have we accomplished? What are we learning how to do? How are we being more patient with others? Okay. The other day, I was watching my nieces and I had a little bit of a head-butting moment with one of my nieces. And I ended up raising my voice at her and she was really upset. And she's like, you're always yelling at me. And I was like, no, I've been really making a huge effort not to yell at you. This is like the first time I've yelled at you in a couple of weeks. And so celebrate those little things as well. Celebrate the things that maybe you don't see or you don't notice. Maybe you're learning to be more patient and not yell at people or whatever it is. Celebrate how far you've come. Celebrate you. Here's the other thing. You deserve to be celebrated. You are amazing and you're wonderful and you're doing some damn amazing things. You really are. You're doing some pretty awesome things. You're doing some things that are spectacular, even if you can't see the result of them right now. The effort that you put in every day, all the times that you show up, it's building and building and it's going to be something big and wonderful and it's going to help people and it's going to make a huge difference in this world. And I know that at the moment, maybe you don't believe me, but that is the truth. When you keep showing up and you keep doing those things and you keep becoming a better person and you keep standing up for yourself, then guess what? Eventually, other people are going to see that. Eventually, other people are going to know that, hey, because they did that, I can do it as well. And you're going to give somebody else permission to stand up in their bad situation and defend themselves, or even walk away from a situation that is not what it should be. So don't diminish what you are doing. Don't minimize the good that you're doing. Remember what we've said before, that being humble is not self-deprecating. Being humble is not putting yourself down. Being humble is being teachable and being willing to learn and to grow. So don't think that because you got to be humble, so you got to put yourself down, you got to tear yourself apart. No, that's not being humble. Being humble is saying, okay, yeah, I've done these really great things. Could I do it better? Yeah, how can I do this better? What ways can I learn and grow that are going to help more and gonna get me in the direction that I want to go? Remember, humble is not self-deprecating. Humble is not tearing yourself down. Humble is being teachable. But you, and even in all of your wonderful humility, deserve to be celebrated. And you have got to celebrate yourself sometimes. So I want you to take this week and do something to celebrate yourself. Do something that is like, hey, this is where I was and this is how far I've come. And celebrate that. Find somebody to celebrate it with you. Seriously, when other people want to celebrate your wins, let them. Let them praise you. Let them say good things about you. And say thank you. If you've got nothing else, just say, hey, thanks. I appreciate that. Thanks for noticing. You deserve to be celebrated because you're amazing and you're awesome. And you probably don't see it. Actually, I'm pretty sure that you don't see how amazing and awesome you are. So I'm going to tell you over and over and over again. I would tell you a million times today, but I'm pretty sure my voice won't hold out for that. But just hear me when I tell you that you're amazing and you're awesome and that you deserve to be celebrated. So take some time this week and celebrate how far you've come. Celebrate the changes that you've made. Celebrate the good things that are happening in your life and celebrate you because you deserve it. And then the last thing that I would say, yes, have these celebrations. But then when you look at these things, maybe there's some things you need to adjust. I've realized there's things I need to adjust in my life. The second half of the year, some things need to change. They need to be adjusted. And there's nothing wrong with that. So celebrate how far you've come, celebrate the progress that you've made. And then maybe you need to sit down and adjust your goals for the rest of the year. Maybe you need to sit down and realize and think about, okay, so I made it this far and this is all the things that have gone well. What could I do a little bit better that would help me reach my goals that I have for the end of the year? And maybe you need to adjust your goals for the end of the year. Maybe you've got goals that are a little bit too much for what you can actually handle. And it's okay to extend your timeline or cut your goal in half, whatever it is. But adjust your goal so that it's realistic and it's achievable and you feel excited about it instead of overwhelmed. That's the key, is to stay excited about your goals and not get overwhelmed by them. And if we're overwhelmed by them more often than we are not, maybe we have picked a goal that is too big or a time frame that is too small. So adjust your goals for the rest of the year so that you can reach them and that you can do the things that you want to do. It's possible to get wherever you want to go. It just may take a little bit of adjusting to know maybe there's a little bit different path or a little bit different timeline that you need to take. So that is what I have for you this week. So let's be brave enough this week to take some time to reflect on where we've come, what we've done, how far we've come, and celebrate that while then and then make some adjustments to our goals for the end of the year. So I hope that you have a fantastical week. I hope that you remember how awesome you are and you take some time to celebrate yourself. If you need a reason, guess what? It's my birthday. You can use that this week. You're celebrating a friend's birthday. Celebrate you and how awesome you are, because you are worth it. Hope you have a fantastical day. Thanks for listening. Love you lots. And I believe in you because you are worth it. Have a great day.
Thanks for listening. And if you enjoyed what you've heard today, please leave a review down below and share this with anyone that you feel like could use a little more brave in their life. And if you'd like to follow more of my journey to be brave, you can follow me on social media and the link down below. Have a fantastic day and don't forget to be brave.